Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I am bringing you from our friends at Card Making Magic, designer front half scallop cutting dies, and this great collection of stamps to go with it. I can't wait to show you what my friend Debbie and I did with this collection, so come play with us. This is my first card, and as you can see, it's got these fantastic flaps. And then you uncover another little bit there, and then you just go into the inside of the card. So it's sort of interactive, it's sort of got hidden areas. I think it's really fun for the recipient to get this and sort of uncover what's going on here. Let me show you how these dies work. So like I said, this is the half scallop. Ooh, here we go. All right, and this comes with two of these scallops. So one has this really nice decorative edge like this, and then we have this more of a zigzag one. And these are the mechanisms that when you die cut them, they wrap around the card sides, okay? So this particular card's quite large. The UK loves their large cards. Here in America, we don't generally post them as large because they are more expensive. So this one might be one that you would include with a gift or hand deliver. If you were going to post this, I would put it in a manila envelope. There are tutorials on YouTube about how to make your own envelope, to make a large envelope like this one. If I can find one, I'll connect it, or I'll put the link there. So anyway, this one is 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. So it's pretty hefty, but you get to do a lot with this. So let me show you this first one here. We used this one right here with white cardstock to make these base flaps right here. And then I cut my card out of white cardstock. So this was 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then I covered it with this great pink paper that is from Nesting Place patterned cardstock, okay? And then also used the paper on here for my flaps. And then the flaps were cut from both metallic gold paper right here from this size, and this next side is from this green and yellow swirl paper from a Nesting Place. And then of course this wonderful little scallop swirly piece also cut from metallic gold paper. And then I found that I needed something to rest my beautiful flower on. So that's right here. This is the Spiky Flowers layering stamp. And as you can see here, I used my Misty stamping platform, and I first stamped it in this wonderful Shimmer ink pad. And then I went ahead and stamped it, repositioned the stamp. This is the outline stamp. So these are more of a block stamp. I did that in the jelly bean, yep, pink jelly bean. And then I repositioned it and used this stamp. And for this one, I used alcohol-proof rustic brown, and then stamped that over that. And then I just used my handy little scissors to cut it out. And it didn't take long at all because these are sort of just rustic looking flowers, so you can kind of go around the edge. You can either get right on that brown line, or you can leave a little bit of a white edge. And I always like to tell people when they're cutting things out, use the right size scissors. It makes a wonderful difference. If you're trying to cut something out that's delicate using your great big paper crafting scissors, you're not going to be happy with the results. It looks really choppy. So these little tiny scissors are from Crafter's Companion, and we carry them at Paper Wishes, and I use them dozens of times a day. And I really like how they cut. And you'll notice as I'm cutting this out, I'm keeping the scissors at this angle, and I'm just turning the paper. And that's how I keep it from getting sort of choppy edges. Just keep those scissors in one place, and then just sort of steer the paper around. And man, it makes a big difference, you guys. It also helps if you just cut the paper that you're not using away. Sorry, I usually do that. All right, so now we're cutting There we go. So it doesn't take long. And so for this flower, I did 2 of the large ones and 2 of the smaller size. So 2 of these and then 2 each of these. All right. Then I layered those, and it's fun to do a little shaping with them. You can get these ball flower forming tools, and it's fun to just turn these over and do a little shaping on the back before you glue them together. And then just sort of stacked them up, and then I used this one little gold flat back pearl. You can get it in this rainbow pack. There's all kinds of colors in here, and I love the metallic gold ones. Glued that right on the center. But I did notice that one thing that this cutting die set missed was something to glue my flower on, kind of a platform situation. So I just used a 10 square and scallop cutting die set, and I just nested. I cut one out of the metallic gold and one out of the white, and just foam taped those together, and then foam taped this on top of it. And then you've got these adorable little leaves. And for those, I also stamped those with the alcohol proof dye ink. The reason I used this pad is, first of all, I just love that brown color. And then also because I'm going to be using an alcohol pen. This is by Spectrum Noir. It's a tri-blend marker. And I started off by coloring it at the base of the flower. Maybe we can zoom in on this, Steve. At the base of the leaf, I colored it with the darkest color. And then I went ahead and used medium and light as I worked my way up. And if you're not familiar with the tri-blend markers, they are brilliant, I am telling you. So it starts with a dark, a medium, and a light. 3 pens in one. And that's the darkest shade. Here's the medium. And I just start by coloring it into the dark. And then the lighter shade, I start by coloring it into the medium, the middle color. And as you can see, it just has this great ombre effect. Love that. I'm going to show you the Prism Shimmer ink pads as well, which is what I used to stamp my flower with. So this was the Jelly Bean Pink. Okay, and it's got this great shimmer color. We've also got other colors. This one is the Flamingo Paradise. And I'm going to get these colors on here, and then I'll show you. Oh, it's drying up a little bit. And I'm going to show you how they do shimmer. All right. Oh, I should have told you what those colors were. Sorry. This one is the Orange Zest, and this one is the Apricot Sorbet, and this is the Flamingo Paradise, and then of course the Jelly Bean Pink. And those are just great to have in your collection. These are very inexpensive, and you can see that shimmer that they make. Totally worth having these in your tool kit, you guys. Those are fantastic. All right. So let's see. Oh yeah. So I put this together, and then on the inside I went ahead and I stamped using that same brown ink, and then, you know, of course wanted to use the greeting on the inside. And we've got a couple of greeting sets with this collection. This one is the Substantial Sentiments, which is the one I used here. We've also got the Ultimate Sentiments, and this one is called Birthdays and Celebrations stamp set, and this one is Baby Joy stamp set. No, that's not right. These say coordinates with. Oh, they're fur babies. Okay, this one is the Fur Baby stamp set, and this one's the Caring Thoughts stamp set. Okay, Lene. So those coordinate really well. So moving right along from that, let me show you this one that my friend Debbie made. She made this one, it's upside down. She made this one, where we can zoom out a little bit, Steve. This one is using a slimline card, so it's 3.5 by 8.5 inches long. Okay, and then she covered it with navy cardstock. How beautiful is this navy? And then she used just this one right here, the scallopy one. Oops, wrong. She used this one right here, this scallopy one, and she cut that from silver linen cardstock. Of course, all of these wonderful items are available at Paper Wishes. And then the next one is this cool one right here, and she cut this one. This is from the mixed blue mixed glitter cardstock. This is brand new. Can't really, in this light, you can't really pick it up, but it's blue, but it's also got flecks of like pink and silver in it, and it's really gorgeous. It was a little bit different. So from that one, she die cut this, and then she didn't use these flaps. She just cut the flaps off, okay? That's this part. And then she layered those, and then she die cut it from this part, this beautiful cutaway part from this die, which is gorgeous. And layered all of those pieces, and then finally another little layer of navy blue cardstock. Then she used her pretty little leaves right here, also from the silver linen. And then these great flowers right here, she layered those as well from silver linen, navy, and then the beautiful blue mix. And then used this cute little center part right here. This little flower stamen is also from silver. Then she she silver embossed her greeting, which was from the Substantial Sentiments collection. Isn't that a beautiful card? I just love what she did with that. All right, so finally on this last one, we're actually gonna build a card together. So here's another one of my large cards. This is 8 by 6. I actually put the fold at the bottom, and I covered this with a brand new paper pack, excuse me, a cardstock pack from Hot Off the Press. This is so new, I don't even have it with a header or anything yet to show you. This one is Seasonal Splendor. It's just gorgeous for fall and for winter cards. Oh, it's my favorite. And it's got all of these fantastic patterned papers, as well as a sheet of greetings like we do. So that's what I used on my card front. Okay, and then I used one of those Substantial greetings right here in brown ink and stamped it here. And I sort of stamped it kind of wonky on the sides. Remember, my fold is at the bottom, so it's going to open like this. On the inside, I used this border. I stamped my sentiment in brown, and then I used that great little swirly bit right here. There we go. And then I cut this one from brown cardstock, and I used for this great scalloped flap, okay? And then once I die cut this piece, then I ran it through the machine again, and I used this piece. So isn't that gorgeous? So that's why I sort of stamped these at an angle. Said, you are my mind, you are my mind. And what I'm going to be doing is gluing this part to the back of the card. Okay, let me grab my glue. So this is Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. Debbie and I love this glue. It's wonderful for paper crafting. You don't need a lot. It's a little bit there. And then we're just going to put this on the back of the card like that. Okay, so that flap, you always want to make sure when you're gluing a flap on that you want to make sure that some of that glue hasn't seeped inside the card so that it can't open. So you may make sure that's working. And then they thought of everything with this die set. If you're not happy with this edge right here that's on the back of the card, you can glue something decorative over that, which I thought was a very clever idea. There we go. And I'm just going to take my little scissors and trim off that little extra bit. Oops. Caught one of my fingers on one of my swirls. There we go. No harm done. And then we're going to take this bit right here, I die cut from a little flower portion of the Seasonal Splendor. And we're going to put that, we're not going to put it flush with the top. I want to sort of center it in this little oval spot, or half oval. There we go. And then here's one of those little die cut squares. Took this and put a little bit of foam tape on the back of it. And you can buy foam tape by the square or by the roll at Paper Wishes. I always recommend buying it by the roll. And I put my little foam tape towards the bottom half. And this is why. We're going to make a closure here for the flap. And we're going to place that right there so that the flap can be lifted in and out of that. There we go. And then I've also got this beautiful little flower that I made from these little guys, these dies. There we go. And how I did those, I'm just going to take my little foam that comes with my little ball tools. All right, and I'm going to turn these over. I'm going to be using that polka dot side of this paper, and I'm just going to take each one of these ball tools and switch to the smaller and medium size ball tools depending on the size of my flower. And you can see, let me zoom in on this a little bit, Steve. I'm going to just place it. I'm using the smaller size ball tool, and I'm just doing a little bit of a stirring motion on each petal. And I'm working on the back of each one because I want to give it that sort of cupped, concave look. Now we're going to stack them together. Put a little glue on one. And then we want to offset the petals so that they're not all aligned. We want to take this petal and put it between two of the other ones. All right. Now once we have that, and then we take the smallest tool and we have this nice domed flower. Whoops, that one didn't quite connect for some reason. All right, so we're going to take the smallest size of our ball tools and we're going to push that down, which is sort of counterintuitive because we spent all this time making it puff up. And by doing all of that, it gives it this nice dimension. And then this little piece right here, that little flower center, that little stamen, I used just a tiny little scrap of this gold glitter cardstock and glued that right in the center there. And I also have a couple of leaves that I die cut from the Seasonal Splendor, sort of a green pattern. So I'm going to glue that right there. And here are my leaves. Okay, and you just want to keep the leaves sort of away from the flap part, so you don't want that to engage when you're lifting it in and out. All right, so there you go. You can just lift this out, and the recipient gets that, and then open it from this way. All right, and just stick it back in there. And probably wait for the glue to dry before you do that. So you guys, we've got a great money saver featuring this die collection and all of these stamps. So if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, then you'll see that money saver on the right hand side there, and you'll just click on that, And down below this video, you'll see a gallery link. You just click on that and it'll show you all of these cards when they are, you know, full color pictures of them, and also supply lists. And below that, you'll see a products used drop down menu where you can see everything from the scissors and the glue and all of the different stamp sets and everything. If you're watching us on YouTube, we haven't forgotten about you. Just check the description box below the video and you'll see a link to paperwishes.com, and it'll take you to that webisode page where you'll see everything I just mentioned. And if you like this video, consider giving us a thumbs up. It really helps people find our channel, and subscribe, because we do 3 to 5 of these videos a week and you wouldn't want to miss a thing. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.